this presentation for the School of Nursing. My name is Ashley, and I'm one of the nursing advisors in the School of Nursing. We have a wonderful team. I call us the Dream Team. So you have Neftali, Michelle, myself, and Rachel, and all of us are in the nursing email account. So any questions you have after today, you're welcome to email nursing@fullerton.edu. I do recommend that you email us everything versus calling, because sometimes we hear different things on the phone, and when we email, we can go back and refer to the email what was written, and everything is clear, and there's no confusion that could potentially happen in a phone call. So email us is the best way. There's also information sessions that Neftali does throughout the application cycles that you can sign up for. And we have an ability for you to make an appointment with one of us as well on the website. But more on that shortly. We want to talk a little bit about our programs that we offer um, for BSNs at Cal State Fullerton. So our BSN pathway, or the Bachelor of Science in Nursing, we have the traditional BSN pathway, which would be for most of you in the audience today, which is for high school seniors or high school graduates that want to go directly into the nursing major. We also have the Upper Division Transfer BSN. These are for transfer students that are completing their prerequisites at the community college and want to pursue nursing at Cal State Fullerton. Then we have the accelerated bachelor's program for students that have a bachelor's degree in another subject and they want to change their career into nursing. Okay. The last one there on the screen is the RN to BSN program. And that one is for students that are already licensed. So that's why it says RN at the front. So they became a nurse at the community college and they want to come to Cal State Fullerton to complete their bachelor's in nursing. So that one is usually a shorter pathway since they're already licensed. And you'll notice with the first three that are on the screen that they are impacted. So that means that we receive more applications than we have seats available. So it's very important that applicants are applying to multiple schools so that they, are pursuing all the options and not putting all their eggs in one basket, so to speak, right? So we want to make sure that that is highlighted. We receive lots of applications and we only have a limited number of seats. And we'll talk about the number of seats shortly. I wanted to explain a little bit about pre-licensure versus post-licensure. So pre-licensure is most of our programs are pre-licensure except for the RN and BSN. So these are students that do not have any nursing experience or education, and they're interested in obtaining their RN license. The RN license comes from the state of California. So here at Cal State Fullerton and all nursing programs in the state of California, we educate our students so that they can pass the licensure exam, right? Um, and then post-licensure means that students already have done their nursing education and they're already licensed as a nurse and they want to advance their nursing degree by obtaining their bachelor's degree. Okay. So pre-licensure is before the license. Post-licensure means you're already a licensed and usually working nurse. Our traditional BSN program is one of our impacted programs. This is for high school seniors to apply directly into the nursing program. The requirements are the A through G courses. We do not require the SAT or the ACT exam. Um, During the application cycle, which is actually right now, and it closes on December 1st, the Cal State application, you'll complete it with answer all the questions, and then you'll have two letters of recommendation that you'll need to uh, input the person's name and email, and then it'll notify them to complete your recommendation. For this, we recommend that you choose a teacher, a counselor, or someone that has supervised you. Please do not select a family member or relative that might be a nurse or what have you. We want to make sure that they are not a relative, that they are a counselor, high school teacher, high school counselor, or someone that has supervised you in a space that can kind of speak to your qualifications. Okay. There is a statement of purpose as well. And then there is an interview. The statement of purpose is also like an essay that is done after you've been selected as like a top candidate. So you'll do the essay and the interview after the Cal State application has closed. Okay. Once you're admitted into this pathway, um, you will complete your prerequisites, which are anatomy, physiology, microbiology, chemistry, GEs, and so forth within the first year of the program. It is required that you maintain a 3.0 GPA during that during the whole that first year. Um, and then all of your GEs and nursing major courses as well. Okay. So that is only for the high school seniors, this program, or this pathway rather. And it's a pretty simple quote unquote application process. There's not a lot that we're looking in the for the traditional BSN. Okay. Oh, also, I wanted to note that this year, this is the first application cycle. We are charging for the interview, so it is $31.34 if you're selected to interview after the applications are reviewed. We also have the Upper Division BSN and the Accelerated BSN program. Both of these are also impacted for these pathways. We require all of the prerequisites to be completed with the 3.25 cumulative GPA. You must qualify for transfer into Cal State Fullerton, so that's 60 units, at least 60 units completed at a community college. If you are applying to the accelerated BSN pathway, you have to have earned a bachelor's degree at a regionally accredited institution. Um, and then you also have to submit any official transcripts as well as any AP scores. Okay, so usually I encourage students that have AP exam credit to have one of the official scores sent to your home. So that way you have one on file just in case we need official copies and maybe didn't receive it directly from College Board. Okay, it's always good to have official transcripts for um, for high school, college, and so forth in your personal space and drawer or whatever. So that way you don't have to order them and wait the few weeks and so forth. You already have it ready to go. Okay, that's sealed, so you don't want to open it. The prerequisites for the upper division BSN pathway and the accelerated BSN pathway are listed here on the screen. So we have human anatomy with the lab, human physiology with the lab, microbiology with the lab, chemistry can be with or without a lab. And then we have the English composition or like English 100, critical thinking, oral communication, also known as like public speaking, and statistics. Okay. Sometimes the statistics course that students take will also meet the GE math requirement. However, if it doesn't, then you would have to also take a college level math class as well. Okay. All of this is also on the website that we'll refer to at the end. But these are all the requirements. Again, you have to have a 3.25 GPA in all of the prerequisites on the screen, as well as cumulative in all of the college work that you ever completed, has to be 3.25 as well. Additional prerequisite courses or required course, excuse me, they're not prerequisites, additional required courses that can be completed before you apply, while you're applying, or after you've been admitted to the upper division BSN pathway or the accelerated BSN pathway are Intro to Psych and Intro to Social or Cultural Anthropology. So usually our applicants have these done already before applying. However, like the slide says, you can do it while you're applying or even after. So these are like psychology 100 or 101, sociology 100, 101, cultural anthropology usually 101, 102, things like that. Okay. There are other courses listed underneath in orange that are also accepted for these areas. Some resources that are available, and I definitely recommend that you all check out the websites listed. I'm going to start at the bottom, the California Board of Registered Nursing. So this website is so important. It lists all the approved programs in the state of California that are cleared to offer nursing education, and it has our NCLEX pass rates. So every school in the state will have the schools listed, links to the schools, I believe as well, and the percentage of students that take the exam and pass on the first attempt. So when you're looking at this website, you want to look at schools that have 90% or higher. That would be my recommendation. So that means that the schools are teaching uh, the students well enough for them to pass the exam, right, on their first attempt. So we don't want to be looking at schools that have a low pass rate. Okay. And above that is Discover Nursing by Johnson and Johnson. This is a great website that talks about the different specialties in nursing. There's tons of scholarships, there's testimonials and videos on what it's like to be a nurse, right? Many nurses currently are working like 12-hour shifts. There's different departments that you may have seen if you've been to the doctor or had a loved one in the doctor or hospital. So you have things like ICU, med surge, pediatrics, labor and delivery, postpartum, emergency room, the psychiatric department. So these are all areas in which you'll be exposed to if you are admitted into the nursing program so that you can get experience in each of the areas. And then from there, you usually are able to find what you would enjoy most, right? So Johnson and Johnson talks specifically about some of the specialties, flight nurses, nurses within the school districts at your schools, maybe at high school, you have a nurse there. So there's different areas in which nurses are present, and there's quite a bit. And then at the top is our School of Nursing website. It is very, very good. We are very detailed in what we provide, so we can be very transparent in how the selection process works, the point system. There's an FAQ page that I highly recommend that you look at. And then there's also those links that I mentioned to make an appointment with an advisor, as well as sign up for an info session if you have any additional questions. But hopefully, we answer all of your questions here this evening. And I believe with that, that doesn't conclude our presentation today. Our website, again, nursing.fullerton.edu, and our email address for all the advisors that we saw on our slide is nursing@fullerton.edu.